Well, happy Monday evening. Lib and I got back yesterday here to Lafayette about 1:30 in the afternoon. Um, got a good rest. Back to work today. Um, Before we go back out, we need to take a good look at our gear, clean it up, shake all the sand out of it, and I'm going to spend some time tonight reevaluating what I took and see if there's anything I can do differently. While I'm doing that, I thought I'd shoot a quick video and share my kit with you. And if you've got any questions or if you have any suggestions on what I could do better, feel free to chime in. This is going to be, we've done a lot of kayaking, we've done a lot of camping, but I haven't necessarily combined the two before now. So here we go. Let's start over here. This is my bedroom. I've got a 50-degree mummy bag. Fits down into a stuffed sack that's, maybe 14 inches long. It only weighs a pound or so, but it's plenty enough. I was really happy with it at night. It's only getting down in the 60s last week, and it's only going to go up from there. But that sleeping bag, it packs down real tight. It's from Walmart. Nothing special. There's a look at the end of it there. 6 feet long and some change, 2 feet wide and some change, less than 2 pounds. It's awesome. I also have my inflatable camp pad that I got from them. And this was the real surprise. This thing, we camped on gravel bars. There was no sand, it was gravel. And with that blown up, I slept like a baby. No rocks poking me in the back, none of that. So that thing did yeoman's work. And it's all small enough, it's not much bigger than the backpack when it's rolled up. It's all small enough that I justified taking a battery-operated inflator. Old boy 60, he doesn't have the desire to blow up a mattress like he used to. So that was a luxury item that I was happy to take along. And also a pillow. Again, we're camping, but we're not roughing it. So even with all this stuff, everything packs down inside this 20-liter dry bag. And I can roll it down, push the air out of it, and we're good to go. That fits underneath the front cowling. The tent we took is the 3-man dome. It's also something I picked up from Walmart last year in a pinch because the 3-man tent that I'd used for 10 years finally wore out, and we needed it for a camp out. It fit both of us just fine. It was absolutely serviceable, but with the fly no bigger than it is, if we had rain, it would have been a problem. Got first aid kit. I won't dump it out, but it's got the usual stuff. This is one that I put together 8 years ago for a trip to Colorado, and I've just basically kept it together so that it's always handy. Wet wipes and a little spade. If you do backpacking and camping, you know about all that. Toilet paper is not an option in my mind, camping or in the outdoors, because it's great stuff. You can use it for a lot of things, but once it's wet, you're done. It's no good. So, wet wipes all the way. I've got my life jacket. Got to have a life jacket. This bag has a trail tarp in it, 10 by 10 trail tarp. And the reason that I took that is for in case it's raining. You've got to have someplace dry to keep all your stuff. So the trail tarp goes along. That's not what the bag's from, but that's what's in there. And also the plan was if we got rain and I don't trust that tent, it can go up over the top of the tent. So there's that. Shoes. I wore my water shoes. I've had these things forever. That's going to be their last trip. They were not up to the task of walking through the gravelly, rocky bottoms. So not only are they about shot, but they were not suitable for my feet. I don't know what they're going to be replaced with, but they're going to be replaced. Then my Merrills, every day we get to the beach to camp, wash the sand off, dry the feet into the Merrill. So I've got dry feet while we're in camp. I also had a pair of wool socks I took along just because it would be comforting and dry. Those will be back. Those will go. Bag of various rope. I've got paracord. I've got some quarter-inch nylon stuff in there. You can't ever have too much rope. So you got to have rope. I've got this orange bag, had some miscellaneous stuff in there, a couple of headlights. I don't know that I'm going to take both of them again, but this one runs on AAA's, and it's also got a rechargeable battery pack, so that one will go along. I think this one will stay. I've got a Gerber folding knife. That goes along on a lot of my adventures. I got a multi-tool. I don't know about that. I see the value in having it if things go south, but it's just something else. Couple of lighters wrapped in paracord, wrapped in duct tape. I didn't want to take a big roll of duct tape, but that Gorilla Tape will fix anything. And it would be handy to have if something would happen, we'd puncture a hull. We're not on a bushcraft adventure, so that's why we got the Bic lighters. I've got a ferrocenium rod over here that I carry it around out of habit. You can't. It never hurts to have more than one option when you have to build a fire. So, and then the other one is a knife sharpener, set of hones. That goes along because everything we're going to cut's got sand in it from flood waters and stuff. So that's just a miscellaneous bag there. It all fits in that sack. As far as other cutlery, I've got my great big Rapala fillet knife. That works in the kitchen. If I ever decide I'm going to catch a fish and eat it, that's handy to have. My Gerber parang. I got that for Christmas years ago from the family, and that is the handiest thing. I don't need an axe. There's not real value in having a saw, but you never know. Take it along and do some chopping. This little thing here is a twig stove. It folds out, and I'm not going to set it up, but it folds out, and you stuff it full of twigs and pine cones and crap like that, and you can cook your food on it. We did use it once. It's not going back. It's just not worth the hassle. This, on the other hand, you can't go anywhere without a thermocell. I firmly believe that. The mosquitoes were non-existent, but next time I'll guarantee you we'll have a ton of them. Some washcloths. The thing these were great for later in the trip, I've got two of them that I take, was wetting down and covering my knees. My knees always are exposed in the cockpit of that kayak, and that was the best remedy for taking care of that. The red bag here is a 5-liter dry bag that had my clothes in it. We didn't have any social engagements on the river, so clothing was pretty simple. Some swim trunks, a couple shirts, long sleeve shirt to get out of the sun, just things like that. This camera and tripod, this is an old Kodak Play Sport. I love this camera. I've had it forever. It's obsolete, but for using outdoors, especially in handheld, it takes great video. You can do it underwater. It's awesome. There'll be some stuff come out that I've taken with it. I've got a little repair kit for stuff in case I decide I need, get a hole in my pad or something like that. This dry box keeps my wallet. I had a couple of battery packs. That always goes along. My what passed for a map case this trip with just a giant 2-gallon Ziploc. Those are the two items that are certainly due for upgrade. I've got to have something better than a Ziploc just because this isn't going to last. And then I didn't get it in time to take with me, but I've already got an upgraded battery pack, and it's got a pretty decent solar array to help keep it charged. So once we get on the river, the next time I'll say something about that, show you that. I'm still trying to learn all about it. Water, I've always been a big fan of Nalgene bottles, and I got 4 of them that I took along, but we also have, walk along here, these, I don't even know what you would call them. They're heavy plastic gallon, 5 liter, 1.3 gallon bags for water. And I had my doubts when she brought these in. But Lib found a 5-pack of these on Amazon for a little bit of nothing. And those were excellent. They're heavy duty. They pack in. They were perfect. We're not going to talk about food. Our food all went into this 20-liter dry bag. And, 3 days, 2 of us, it filled it about a third of the way. But we could fold that up, stuff it in there. We did learn, and probably could have saved the lesson if we'd have, wasn't necessarily something we had to learn firsthand, but you don't put a bottle of Cheese Whiz in there. The lid comes off and it makes a hell of a mess. We'll just leave it at that. So the kitchen was pretty simple. I've got a peak stove. Everybody's been around seen those. That did us a good job. I've got the little tiny jet boil fuel cells. We were able to get 2 meals and 2 coffee breaks out of one of those. And one of the meals was a pretty long cook. So the utensils, I've got a frying pan. I'm going to take the handle off of it because I can do without it, and it helps pack a little better. A couple of little stainless steel pots with a lid that fits both of them. Lib's pour through coffee filter. If you know me at all, you know that we got to have coffee, and Lib's just as bad. If you were a scout in the 70s or 80s, you know what these are. Sarah hot top pot tongs to lift pots out with. I think the big one is probably going to stay behind this time. The only reason I threw that in is because I knew we had a big pot of Hoosier stew to cook Friday night. So we'll have to see if that goes or not. The other things that I know are going to change, that tent may. I've got another one that's smaller, but there's no way the 2 of us could stay in it and have it work out. So that's why we took that one. Lib's talked about having another tent, but I don't know if she will or not. So we've got a little while to think about that. Other than that, the only thing that's really going to change is I'm going to take a different set of tackle. This is the box I usually take when we float the tippy for smallmouth, and I just don't during the day have time to fish. We're traveling, we're not floating. So I think it would be better to take along some hooks and sinkers and maybe some different gulp baits, and throw out a line while we're setting up camp and catch a catfish or a buffalo or something like that. We're not going to rely on them to eat, so it's just for fun. I just have a hard time going down on the river without a fishing pole. So that's really just about all that I took along. Everything packed inside the kayak. I don't have anything on the outside, which was important to me. And there we go. Like I say, if you've got some stuff that you use that you think is important, or that you really like, or if you got something you see here that you think is just absolutely stupid, let me know. I've got a couple of weeks before we pack up again, and then we're going to be relying on what's in the boat one more time. So there it is. I got to start drying stuff out and knocking the sand off. So I'm going to get off of here. Y'all have a great day. Next time we chat, we're going to talk about navigation. So y'all have a great evening. We'll see you next time.